Hey guys, what's up? I thought I would just film a little updated everyday makeup since going a little bit darker. Nothing super fancy, as you guys know. I love my everyday makeup, using some new products, so I thought you guys would be interested. Also asked you guys to ask me some questions on Instagram, so I'm answering some of them while filming this, so you get to know me a little bit more, or get to know what's happening in my life a little bit more. So hopefully you guys enjoy, and let's get started. Alright, I asked you guys on Instagram to send me some questions so that I can answer them while doing my makeup. Are you doing vlogmas this year? Ooh, I honestly haven't really thought about it. There's a lot going on. I'm going to quickly mention I'm going to put on MAC Strobe Cream. This is in Pink Light, so it has a little bit more of a pinky highlight undertone to it. Like, I would say yes, but I have not really thought about vlogging every day. Well, ooh, chill, Anna. Okay, we're just gonna put this everywhere. Yeah, like I was saying, I don't think I've really thought about it. I kind of do weekly vlogs at the moment, and I don't know. Ooh, I'm gonna have to think about that one because there's some stuff going on where I feel like I don't know if I'd even be able to vlog every day, so I'll come back to that. Now that all of my skin is glowing, I only really need a little bit, I put way too much. I'm gonna move to the NudeStix Nudies Tinted Blur. I really love this little thing. It is so good if you just want like a clean, refreshed looking face, not really covered in makeup, so I've been loving this lately. I have it in medium 4, by the way, but I do have a little bit of face tan on. Why keto and not something else? To be fair, I'm not a diet person. I really am not. I've never really done any diets in the past. If you follow me on Instagram or have watched my first week on keto, then you'll know that Patty did it in the summer for 2 weeks and he really liked it. And so I was kind of sold after he was like, oh, I have way more energy, and he wasn't eating so much, you know, crap basically. I was feeding olives still then, so it's not recommended to go on keto when you're breastfeeding because it could really hurt your supply. We finished breastfeeding at 6 months. She kind of just weaned herself, to be fair. She was over it. And I was like, you know what? I'm ready to have something that is a little bit more strict to get my bad habits of eating out, because I really was bad during my pregnancy. Like, I ate whatever I wanted, and because you're pregnant for so long, and I was 10 days late, so technically 10 months pregnant, habit has now stuck, which has now continued into after the baby is born. So I just had really bad eating habits. The reason we chose keto is because it is quite strict with having to be in ketosis. Please do your research, Google it. I feel like I don't have a long enough video here to explain it. We're only doing it for 4 to 5 weeks, and so far we have been loving it. I have been loving it. I have more energy, which is ideal with a baby. I've lost just shy of 10 pounds. Obviously there's water weight within that as well, but I did have extra weight to lose. Yeah, more energy. I just feel more alert. I'm not as hungry all the time. I was a really bad snack eater, but we are going to be implementing, you know, sugars and carbs back into our diet because we're not planning to go keto forever because we don't think it's sustainable here where we live. So yeah, that's why we chose keto. I'm gonna put a little bit of NARS Custard under my eyes, under my nose, and my chin. Basically just the center of my face. And just to cover this little guy and that little guy. What is one country you would really love to travel to? I honestly haven't really thought about that. I would love to go to Greece still, just like everyone else in the world. Just with Patty though, like for an anniversary trip. I don't know if it's extremely baby friendly just because of all the steps and stairs and, you know, kind of stony pathways, but yeah, I don't know. I still really want to go to Greece. That's been on like my bucket list since I was like a teenager. So hopefully for an anniversary, it would be so lovely to go. Patrick, if you're watching. But as a family, I really don't know. Do you guys have any recommendations for countries that are very, you know, exciting and fun for a baby? I'm gonna go in and set all of that with this Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Powder in number 2, medium. I obviously really like it because there is only like a ring on the outside left. feel like this question is reoccurring. A lot of you guys want to know, do we want more kids and how many? At the moment, I'm happy with just Olive. I just want to enjoy her, and you know, I don't feel broody. I don't feel like I want another baby at the moment. I know I want kids in the future, but right now, I have mentioned this before in previous vlogs, because with my job on YouTube here, you don't get maternity leave, and I am a one-woman show at the moment. It is a lot of work to have a baby and full-time work, not to mention a newborn, a toddler, and full-time work. I feel like that would just kind of push me over the edge, especially because I don't have my family here. I only have Patty's family, who are amazing, but obviously have other responsibilities as well. So I think we might wait a little bit for baby number 2. I've always said I wanted 3. We'll see how 2 goes, but there's something like really nice about 4 kids, because I feel like one will always have a friend, you know, in the mix, where I'm from a family of 3, Patty's from a family of 3, and sometimes 2 can gang up on 1. Ideally, it would be so nice to have 2 girls, 2 boys, but obviously you can't pick. I don't know, we'll start off with 2. I'm gonna go back to an oldie but a goodie, my Chanel Soleil tan. I'm gonna use it with my beauty blender here. You can use it on top of powdered skin or not powdered skin. It just is, ooh, that's a hair, the most beautiful formula. I love this thing. It lasts forever, and it's like the perfect color, like in between a contour color and a bronzer color. I put it a little bit over my nose so it looks more natural. I'm gonna go back to that Charlotte Tilbury powder and just clean up underneath if I over bronzed my skin, which tends to happen. Get a little crazy with that bronzer sometimes. What are 3 top tips you'd give a soon-to-be first-time mom? Love from Ottawa, Canada. Ooh, love Ottawa. 3 tips to give to a new first-time mom. Going in with this Mirenesse bronzer in Sun-Kissed Radiance. It's a little bit more of a contour shade, so I just want to further define my cheekbones. 3 tips. My first tip is actually don't have any expectations. I know that sounds super negative, but I always thought I was a very maternal, you know, meant to be mom kind of person, like was a nanny, always babysat people, and like literally always wanted to hold a baby wherever I was. So I could not have thought I was more ready to have a baby, which I know we were as a couple. That's obviously why we decided to have a baby. But once Olive was born, I really struggled. The neighbors are really loud. I really struggled in the first couple of weeks. I don't think I had postpartum depression, but I definitely had baby blues, and I didn't expect that at all. I thought it would just be an instant connection, and it was something that I was really hard on myself with, because I thought, oh my gosh, like why do I feel this way? I shouldn't feel this way. This should be the happiest moment of my life and all this. And actually Patty had that instant connection, literally because I gave birth to a mini version of him. But yeah, it took me a little bit longer, and thankfully I had great support, and honestly, I am so connected with Olive now, and I love her dearly, but it definitely took a little bit in the beginning there. So just know that that's okay, but make sure you talk about it to someone and try and open up. It's gonna be a weird blur in the first couple of weeks. Also, birth in general is unexpected. I honestly recommend don't have a birth plan, because I feel like a lot of nurses just, it's rare that you have exactly the birth plan you expect. I know mine was a lot more natural than I expected it to be. I wanted a little bit more pain relief, but it ended up being a fully natural birth, so, which was fine in the end. Yeah, don't have any expectations going in. I know, don't take that negatively, but everything is such a surprise. A baby in general is a surprise. You can't really prepare for what's gonna happen, but it is so worth it and so amazing, and I feel like every week is just even more exciting than the last. And yeah, everything is totally worth it in the end. I've been bronzing my face for like the past 5 minutes now, so I'm gonna move on to blush. I have 2 NARS ones here. I'm gonna mix them together. It's Gulu and Impassioned. I'm gonna quickly show you them. They're both more on that cool side, a little bit more of a mauve purple undertone. This one's matte, this one has a little bit of a shimmer, so I'm just gonna mix them together. Tip number 2, make sure you like interact with other moms. I think that's super important. I believe it's a saying, it takes a village to raise a baby, and I completely agree with that. You will feel like you go a little bit crazy if you don't interact with anyone, because yeah, you just need to see the outside world, because you can kind of feel trapped a little bit inside when you're a new mom, especially a first-time mom. So highly recommend going to classes, just going out for a walk, even grabbing a coffee. Don't be scared, just get out there, because you'll go a little bit insane if you're just inside every day. Even if it's the middle of winter, just get out if you can. Call up a friend, go to groups where there's other new moms, because 100% other moms are feeling the same way you are, because this is all new to you, so it can be a little bit scary. So definitely just try and be proactive about that even before you have the baby, if you can, just to know what groups are going on in the area so that you can do that when the baby comes. Tip number 3, I feel like, is self-explanatory, but enjoy every moment that you can, the good, the bad, the ugly, all of it, because I look at Olive and she's a week away from being 8 months, and I genuinely don't know where the time went. Like, I just wanted her out. I remember when I was like 35 weeks, even 30 weeks pregnant, I was like, oh, I just want her here right now. Like, I'm so impatient, all this stuff. And now that she's 8 months out, oh my goodness, like, where has the time gone? And I feel like I wish I could just go back to the moment she was born, knowing how fast the time goes, and just really soak up every single moment, whether they're good or bad, because you'll just realize that they grow up so quickly. And move on to eyes. This is so beautiful. I'm obsessed with it, especially with going darker. I'm kind of liking a little bit more of something on my eyes. I feel like it adds to the, you know, sultriness of the hair. I don't know, you can totally disregard that, but this is the Giorgio Armani Eyes to Kill Stellar in number 5. It's a little bit of a bronzier pigment. I'm just gonna use my fingers for this. I feel like it's the best way to apply it. And pop it all over my eyes. It has a little bit of a sheen to it, but it's not overwhelming. It's just really quick, stays on all day, but gives a little bit of oomph to the eyes. You can see how pretty that is. Subtle, but definitely a little bit of pop. There was a question saying, what is your fave everyday go-to foundation? I have been wearing this one, which is technically not a foundation. I don't really know what it is. It's like a tinted, well, it says tinted blur stick, which exactly I feel like is the best way to describe it, but you're not going to get a lot of coverage out of this. It kind of just takes care of fine lines in your pores, but it doesn't really give coverage. For foundation, I've actually been wearing the Beauty Blender Bounce Foundation a lot. It's beautiful, buildable, and just honestly gorgeous on all skin types. This next part I don't think I can talk through, so I'm going to quickly do a winged cat eye. This is the Mirenesse 24-hour liquid eyeliner. It's double-sided. There's a thicker side and a thinner side. I actually prefer to use the thinner side. I feel like it's just easier to manage. If you can talk through doing winged liner, I applaud you, because I definitely can't. So much longer than I wanted it to. Oh my goodness. You guys always ask me how I get my winged liner looking so perfect, and honestly, it is a hit or miss every single day. That literally took 7 minutes. Like, normally it takes, you know, around a minute, minute and a half. 7 minutes of like cleaning it up, trying again. Yeah, and it's still like not even that perfect, but I'm just not going to touch it because I know I'll ruin it more. But oh my goodness, trial and error with wing liner, guys. Completely trial and error. How long do you see yourself being on YouTube? This is a really good question. I'm going to do my mascara quickly. I've actually been using the Lancome Hypnose mascara, which I was sent not too long ago, but I never really use. You guys know I'm picky with my mascara. If it like runs off here, then I just don't use it again, and this one doesn't. I feel like you get a little bit more of a natural lash with this mascara. Like my YSL, the curler with the primer, is like amazing for thickness and fullness, and you know, it just looks like you're wearing false lashes. But this one for everyday has been my go-to for the last couple of weeks. How long do I see myself on YouTube? I love YouTube. I love connecting with you guys. I love filming content, but I know I'm trying to think practical here. I don't think it's gonna be a forever thing, because, you know, like 10 years ago, I feel like no one was on it. So as quickly as it came, it could go. Like there's just going to be something else that competes with it. I'm sure of it. I genuinely am so passionate with what I do. I love the educational side of YouTube, like teaching you guys new things or showing you something. Like I'm doing that and filming it and showing you guys, but I'd love to do it where I have a physical space with people actually there as well. So obviously it's not ideal for people that don't live in Northern Ireland, but I'm just thinking of the future. I really love, you know, teaching women, men, especially moms, because I feel like we kind of lose a little bit of ourselves when we have a baby. So it's important to give yourself a little bit of time, me time especially. So I would love to hold classes where either I teach makeup or tips and tricks or just something, hopefully in the near future. I don't know, like I'll definitely still do YouTube. I'd probably even film those classes if that was something that would interest you guys, like little master classes, but more of a in-house kind of thing, but you guys also get to see. So yeah, I sometimes miss working with other people because this can be kind of a lonely job. Yeah, there's a lot to think of, but I do have a 5-year plan. I'm working on a 10-year plan, but I definitely have a 5-year plan, hoping it comes into the works sooner rather than later. See what I mean by this mascara? It's just simple, perfect for every day, not too intense, but I really like it. Okay, this is gonna be the last question. What's your advice for a couple's first year of marriage? Ooh. Lips, I'm gonna use 2 Charlotte Tilbury products. Iconic Nude lip liner, don't have a lot left. Absolute favorite lip liner. And Kim KW lipstick. Haven't used this in a while. It's quite a paley nude, you'll see, but I feel like with darker hair, it just works a little bit better. I don't feel like washed out with blonde hair. So first year of marriage advice. This is hard to do with lips. Honestly, have fun. Just go do as much as you possibly can, because once you decide to start a family, not that things change, but things change. You can't just get up and go. Depending on the situation, you're just kind of strapped down a little bit more, which is fine. But yeah, take advantage of the fact that it's only you and your person, and try not to worry about, you know, all like the logistics of things like money and I don't know, like obviously that's important, but really just enjoy your time together. Like even if it's going to a drive-in movie theater, going to Mexico, going out for dinner, having takeout, making dinners together, like staying up late, having an all-nighter. Like, no, you'll have those when you have the baby, don't worry about those. But yeah, just have fun. Like Patty and I still have fun, but it's different. Like we are so incredibly blessed to have Olive, who is a dream baby, but you do tend to focus your time a little bit more on a baby. I know like my day is focused around Olive's routine, and you know, you can't be as selfish, which is a good thing, but you kind of forget about yourself. And sometimes the last thing Patty and I want to do is like go out for dinner or even go to a movie or whatever, because we're just so tired, and you can't do as many things as you might have done before, which is fine because it is a stage of life. Enjoy each other, enjoy each other's time, enjoy your own personal time alone. Yeah, just have fun. Okay, we're basically done. I just want to add a little bit more of a shimmery bronzer to my cheeks, so I'm taking the Hourglass Ambient Luminous Bronze in Light and just doing a quick little dust here. Nothing major. Oh, I'm a lot more paler than that. Whoops, should have looked in the real life mirror. Back to the powder. Forgot to mention that I did fill in my brows with the Brow from Benefit just really quickly because I was out this morning, but that is it for my makeup. Nothing fancy. It is an everyday look for me. Couple new products there and things that you guys have probably not seen me use. I feel like this is what I've been wearing lately since going dark. I haven't blended my extensions yet, but yeah, nothing obviously major. I'd probably wear this, well, I would for sure wear this if I had blonde hair still, but just some cooler tones, especially heading into winter. I'm really embracing the cooler tones rather than just warm everything. Yeah, just pretty basic, but you guys know me. I love basic everyday makeup. What can you do? Hope you guys enjoyed today's video and some of the questions you guys asked were answered. I'll try and do more chatty get readies with me because I feel like you guys like them, but I hope you all have a wonderful day and I'll see you soon. Bye.